Good enough. Ideally, you move that last act back a note to get ticks, but it would make the act a lot more awkward. And pretty much every time I didn't fuck up the solo act, I was already feeling some nerves. Not for any particular reason, I just want to get this over with. This isn't difficult on this path. The second act, as soon as I realized that was a full bar, pretty much committed to that. And to be honest, I don't think I missed that act a single time that wasn't just strumming the back end too early. Somehow I didn't ever overlap Red Flame the front end, which I did for basically every other act multiple times. I was staring at that last act on the path, trying to think of anything I could do better for it. I just made this adjustment from the Nearly Ideal because I didn't care about ticks on the last act, and especially for extended hit window, it would have made the execution way more awkward. Also didn't bother using extended hit window for Act 3 because ticks on a single sustain, not that important. I guess it would have been nice to get 0.6, but actually the main thing I was going for I achieved, which is 1500 above second, which is nice. I think I cut myself off earlier. On that last act I was staring at the path trying to think of anything better to do with it, if you could wait until the red yellow sustain for a bigger front end and maybe get the full ticks off the red orange, but I'm pretty sure that timing would be the same as the upper bound squeeze. You know, actually it might be like a couple frames more lenient because I think you'd have a bigger, at least, front end. So honestly, it might be worth it. I told myself I would at least try it if I missed in the solo, but I actually forgot to do that the couple times I missed on the solo because the spot that I kept missing on was right after the third act's back end. That sequence is so fucking irritating, and yeah, I guess I just was seeing red and forgot to practice that last act, or just didn't give a shit, more likely. But yeah, a point is I never got around to trying that adjustment, but it might hit that sweet spot between the Nearly Ideal and upper bound, because I did try the upper bound and didn't get within a couple frames of it, which isn't surprising. It's a whammy act and a pretty awkward sequence on those descending sustains. I did try the first act upper bound, never got particularly close with it. Again, not surprising. Did not try the fourth act upper bound, have no interest in entertaining that. The Nearly Ideal act is irritating enough, and even though the Nearly Ideal doesn't benefit from extended hit window, and the upper bound front end does, or would, it still would be 2 to 3 frames less lenient on top of course, adding another note on there, so yeah. So with good ticks, particularly a better third act than this run, and either the first or last upper bound, I would lean more towards the last. It seemed a bit more reasonable. 380 would be possible on this, which would be pretty nuts, but that would be adding a substantial difficulty spike, and I really don't feel the need to push this song any further, especially, again, I've said many of these by now, being on this bad update exploit when everything can just fall apart at any moment. So happy with this.